Oh, he got me. I got. Oh man.
All right. We live. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome again to another episode of the Round Table with the REI Junkies. You got myself, Ramon Wilson, aka Mr. Wealthy by Nature. You got my big brother over there, Mr. CFO Jonah Wilson, and we got the big homie, Courtney Reed. We are the REI Junkies. We just missing one of our partners, but again, she's out there handling that real estate business. She's doing some MMAs, what's called money making activities. So today, what we're going to bring to you all, we're going to bring some real life experience on a deal that we're actually working on right now, and we wanted to just give you guys, again, here at REI Junkies, we're not your typical gurus, as you would call it, or nothing like that. We're everyday people, like you can see. And we try to add content and pull the curtain back so you can really see that the stuff that you see on YouTube, sometimes it ain't the same when it's real life. You know what I'm saying? That textbook stuff, a lot of that stuff you can't learn unless you actually get your teeth kicked in, as my big brother say. You get out here, get your stripes, lick your wounds and get out here. So we're going to take you guys, through what we just went through and what we're going through, because the journey isn't over yet. And how we had to, think of and come up with creative ways to strategically plan and get this deal done from the start all the way till we get it completed. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. But I do want to let you know, if you're watching this video right now on YouTube, there's a button down. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. We also have our Facebook group in the description. Click on it, see what we're doing, find out about this real estate thing, and find out how to do it the right way. So let's get into this. Brother Jonah, Brother Courtney, I appreciate y'all hopping on here with us, man, for this another edition of the REI Junkie Round Table. And we're going to discuss this deal. And if you can, Brother Jonah, before we get into this, I would like you to just elaborate on what I was saying as far as people understanding that a lot of stuff on YouTube, you really don't see the hard knocks life behind the scene. All you see is the glory part, the closing of the deal, the big checks and things of that nature. So I just want you to let people know that we're actually out here, really working in our communities, working different parts of the United States, getting these deals, and how we're
cut it down a little bit.
If you can, bro.
All right, I'm Jonah Wilson, CFO, Capital Commercial Investment.com. But what he's talking about, capitalize on as far as the YouTube goes, I get it. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes, first of all. Let me say that. But I'm from Texas, Dallas in particular, and where I grew up, you can't really play them type of games. You gotta be straight from the shoulders. That's how I was raised. So I get the con game. I understand where it's coming from. A lot of people feeding their family with it. So I ain't gonna really speak on too much because I ain't trying to expose too many hands, because that's the gift I'm gifted with. I can see through a lot of shit. Excuse my French, but I say that to say this. A lot of people add B12 to what they really talking about. Like, somebody tell you, I'm supposed to show you how to get commercial real estate deals with no money, right? And then you got to go pay this to watch this. And then when you get to watch that, it's really going to be 30 minutes of my life struggle. And this is what you need to do, is round up some friends and have them pitch in. And to go further, come see me at this thing, right? So, like I said, I get it. But I ain't trying to play with you like that, because I don't want nobody playing me like that. So at the same time, you're going to get on YouTube and be more confused than you were before you even started on there, unless you have somebody guiding you and telling you, hey, that ain't what it is. So once you know what is not, you can get the good from the video and decipher the bad. So, but what we introduce to YouTube and to Facebook and personally, one-on-one, etc., it's just straight cutthroat. You know what I mean? Because first of all, we are trained under people who have been doing this for 30, 40 plus years. Some of the best in the business. You know, I put my mentors out of five of them. I put all five of them up against anybody that claim to be a guru. We actually ain't call ourselves gurus because we know that guru is a facade or just a cover up to make you come buy my course or watch my YouTube video. I call myself a Zulu. And other people call themselves a Duru. That's what my mentors call themselves. So when you get some of this, what me and my people call it flavor because we from Texas. So when you get some of this seasoning from the kitchen, it's gonna be full flavor. Because all you gotta do is add a little bit to what you're trying to do, and it's gonna work. So when we say you can get a commercial deal with no money, we're gonna tell you it's a basic police officer. You're gonna add up the income, divide it by 12, and that's what you offering to pay. And that ain't coming out your pocket. The building gonna pay for itself. Courtney will tell you we ain't buying nothing that don't pay for itself. We come straight from the mud producing sand, man. We ain't got no money, no credit. Straight out of grandmama's living room, basement, mama's house, or the bathtub stealing the next door neighbor's Wi-Fi, or selling the contract because you ain't got no money. Did that. That's how I started. I had to catch a cab to McDonald's. Somebody paid me to get out of the contract. I ain't had cab for it, but I did when I left McDonald's. That's where I come from, the real struggle, you know. That's my game, but that's what you're going to get from me, And then that's how we're going to tell you as well, because when you start from people that's this skin color, you quick to get locked up for the little things, whereas somebody might get jaywalking, you might get 5 years for it. So we got to be careful. We got to tread lightly. So that means we real strict on the federal guidelines. We got people in jail. We know what that's about. We ain't trying to go to jail, so we're going to stick to the book because we already the payoff is worth it. If you fist to be in an agreement where you ain't got no money on the table and all you got to do is follow the law and the guidelines, oh man, the risk is worth it. It's worth sitting up 6 or 7 hours reading the federal guidelines, understanding the good faith law, the contracts, that all contracts are binding. When you tell this person you fist to get this house from them, you really tell them, hey, me and my friends want to look at this deal. Is it okay? So it's a we start. So you ain't saying I'm buying this house, so you ain't doing nothing fake. You ain't entering this contract plan like you the buyer when really you can still sign the deal, And just a different concept of how, like I was telling y'all earlier, it's really a con game. When somebody tell you they're a wholesaler, and then they give you this 30-minute video about it signing contracts, well, y'all should have just called a YouTube video of signing contract. But when you look on these contracts, it's gonna say a signer and sign in. It don't say wholesaler nowhere on that contract. And I went to real estate school in 2006 in Atlanta, Georgia. I ain't never seen a wholesaler on no contract unless it's something somebody done made from a guru video. When you get in the courtroom and that judge understand a signer and signees across the board on any contract, and you can look up contract law and understand the things about contracts where you got to be in good faith of the agreement. All parties got to exercise what they promised and delivered. That's what the judge is going to look at. So we cover contract law too. My old group was called Contract Lines. Now we got a team of lines. Now we capital commercial investors. You find us on Facebook, Building Black Wealth. But we teach the truth because there's so much in real estate to learn. We ain't got time to play with you. We ain't supposed to tell you where we come from and what we've been through. We ain't trying to trace people off. People know what it is. You ain't got to tell people you from prison or you from the hood and all that. No, they want to hear about real estate, man. People didn't come to YouTube to hear about your past and how you done made it from the streets, yada, yada, yada. No, man, let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about making some money. And that's what we're about,
Hey, I gotta agree.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
hey,
hit them up.
I gotta agree with you there, man. It's a lot of stigma upon YouTube, and that's a lot of what I've seen myself. People put out their own story. It's more story than showing what the deal is and how to actually do the real estate deal and the different things that actually, the moving parts, and the things that actually take place. upon actually trying to close some of these deals. And you know, you just got to take into consideration that what you really dealing with is people. You're dealing with people that have a problem, and then we have a specialized knowledge that we've taken the time to acquire over time, and we've put our blood, sweat, and tears behind. We've acquired this knowledge, this specialized knowledge that may be able to help them out of their situation. And for that, we get handsomely paid for it. So if you look at it like that, and you go into, like you said, instead of trying to assign the contract, if you look at it, and it works for assigners as well, assigners, not wholesalers as well. And they kind of help me out. That's something they helped me out. As instead of looking at things as a deal to assign to somebody else, look at it as, would you buy that? Would you buy that deal? And then find a way that you could buy it. And if it works as an assignment, and if you want to get quick money on it, then you can assign it because it is a good deal. That way you won't damage your reputation with legitimate buyers that's looking to do business with you because you took some course or watched some YouTube video and found the house that you just marked up completely over market, and now you out here broking the deal without a license and gonna get gonna get yourself in a whole bunch of heap of trouble, you know. So it's all about taking the time, getting the proper education, and, you know, making money and trying to provide for your family and build a generation of wealth.
I agree with you.
Indeed, indeed. Well, brothers, I appreciate both of that, man. I mean, people definitely needed to hear that coming into this because I think that's very important, and the brand that we are standing on, and what we're trying to build here. I think people need to get that. You know, like you said, Jonah, we ain't here to play with you. We letting you know what the real is off rip. Now let's get down to this money. You know what I'm talking about? So, I definitely appreciate both of y'all's insight on that, and so people can really understand. So if you didn't catch that right now, this is on YouTube. Go back and rewind and listen to the first 5 to 10 minutes of this conversation, and you will already know how to approach us when you do interact with us, whether it be face-to-face, virtually, whatever. Just want you to know that this ain't no, you know what I'm saying, this ain't no bottom shelf liquor over here. This that top shelf. You know what I'm talking about? So let's get into this deal that we actually and Courtney, I know you had some good questions that we're going to touch on and how we went about this. So what's the first question, bro, that you had on there, so we can, you know, break this down for the public and for the audience out there?
Yeah, definitely. So I just drawed up a few notes just to try to get our audience a better understanding of what we're looking at and how you can acquire these type of properties as well in your community. So, John, if you want to answer the question, give us a little feedback on the deal.
Oh, you talking about the Steubenville deal we got?
Indeed,
Yeah.
Indeed, bro.
Oh yeah, it's well, basically you got to understand the history behind it.
Can you just tell, like, what type of deal was it? Just let them know, like, what particular situation we was dealing with. Was it a commercial, residential?
Oh yeah, it's a commercial deal. Typically, what somebody need to understand is, even though when you see these commercial buildings with these lease signs on them, they're not always going to be a lease type deal. Leases are going to be the same clear across the board. So in this particular situation, we talked to one of our mentors or board of directors, whatever you want to call them, Mr. Walston. He advised us on a few things, and the original approach was a lease option. You know, and the lease option, the science or the spirit of lease option is when you want to try something before you buy it. For instance, you might have a barbecue shop and you want to try this building on this new side of town before you buy it. You know, so you might say, let me get the lease option. Let me lease it for 2 years with the option to buy at the end of 2 years before I spend this $500,000 on the place. So we was going to try that approach to it, but you know, we could have used the sub-2 approach if there was a mortgage involved. We could have offered to take over the mortgage under a land contract or a contract for deed. However, we put out a LOI that's pretty much a letter of intent where you put the guidelines of the offer in effect instead of putting a 10 or 20-page contract together for them to read over. We just put a simple letter of what we're trying to do, and we pretty much to save on the tax breaks to where I think it cuts down his gains instead of stretching it out over 2 years. We asked for 2 years to 6 years. And his capital gains, I think they're at 20%. No, the tax burden is at 20%. I do apologize, but we offered to give him a tax break on that because I think the asking price was at $247,000, and by paying him in installments, we saved him $50,000. We pretty much implemented all the things that benefit him in this deal, and we asking for an installment agreement instead of paying cash. Therefore, it gives us a chance to get the building occupied. I think it's at C class, probably borderline B class. Typically, it's halfway occupied. So the game plan is to get the value to go up over 12 months and let the building pay for itself through our lenders. I don't want to go too much into detail about it because we don't want to jinx this deal just yet because this is a live deal we got going right now.
Right. And so without going into deep detail, I want to touch on something you said there. You said that, you know, the way that we structured it, it was important that we highlighted and we helped the seller understand that the way that we structured the deal is going to help him in the long run. And I think that's important for our audience to understand, is that when you're in this business, you have to understand that you are a problem solver. Okay, you are a problem solver first, and sometimes the approach or the way that you structure something may not be the right way for that certain type of deal. And what Jonah just said is that if you listen to what he said the way we structured it so that it's not only fixing his original problem, okay, which I'm not going to go too far in depth with, but he had a issue and he needed to get rid of the property. So not only did we fix that issue, okay, we're still fixing the issue, but the underlying fact is that it's not only going to fix the issue, he's not getting, you know, screwed over out of any money out of the deal for the property. He's actually going to be saving because of the way that we structured the deal, because it's going to save him that tax burden by spreading it out over a long period of time. Am I correct about that, Jonah?
Well, not only correct, I want to touch on something else. I notice you keep saying we. Let me explain something right quick so everybody understands what we really are about. Even though we understand contracts, we understand real estate, we with spirit, all right? We move as a
Yeah, I think somebody trying to call him.
unit. All right. Lion, why? Because he might eat an elephant today. A wildebeest is scared of a lion. Why? Because the wildebeest might be on today's menu. A giraffe might be on the menu. A baby hippopotamus might be on the menu. There is nothing that the king of the jungle would not attempt to bite on. So if it's a commercial deal, as Brother Raymond was just saying, we are trying to do something. Because I might chase the hippopotamus or the rhino this way, not knowing that we got two more lions waiting in the bushes to tackle him when he try to go back home. That's how we move. So yes, it's a we thing, and we are all working on this together. And I just want to let people know that's why we don't have time to play with you, because we are in the spirit of getting things done. And if it takes all of us to do it and we have to move as a unit, I'd rather share the wealth than miss the wealth, if that makes sense. So yeah, brother, you're correct. We're trying to help the people. We're trying to solve a problem, and we're solving the problem as a unit. There is no I, none
Indeed.
at all.
Indeed. Courtney,
Yeah.
and what are some other things that that you know had some questions about that we can, you know, talk to the people about as far as this deal without going too far in depth, you know?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got a little summary, like pretty much give them a brief understanding of what we actually looking at. All right. So with the deal, I believe, John, you said it was 2 buildings,
Yeah, 2 buildings.
2 actual buildings. I think it was 9 units. I think in that market, they probably would rent for like somewhere around 700, 800 bucks, something like that.
I believe they was 650, 615 was on 2 of the units, 605 was on a few.
Let's say 650 solid. We go 650, right? I believe, were there any vacancies on these?
There were 4 vacancies out of 8 units.
So we got 4 vacancies. Like so we automatically got a value add situations where we gonna come in, bring in 4 more tenants, and we automatically increase our cash flow. That goes straight to us from what we already have contracted as far as the monthly cash flow. The way we structured the deal, like you said, we were going there. We was originally thinking that we were gonna be able to offer at least option, but upon conversation with the seller, he was needing to get rid of the property and just not deal with the problem. The father turns out to be elderly. He just had situations come up where the family just wasn't able to take care of the property at the time. He needed to avoid capital gains. If you guys don't know capital gains, please do your due diligence and research that and learn the trials and capital gains. That's a benefit that we was able to offer him today with this structure, that way we set it up. And the solution to it was we would take over the property. He would get monthly cash flow. He also get the tax advantages and avoid the capital gain by spreading out his 20% tax burden over the time of the agreement. And he get debt relief. So we were able to come in, take over this property, pretty much no money down. What it's looking like is going to be a contract for deed amortized out throughout the entire loan, hopefully at 0% interest. And we get to acquire this property, help this sell out, solve their problem. No money down, no money out of pocket, commercial deal. Hey, let's talk real estate. I love it.
Yes, sir. And that's the beautiful thing, because just to go back to what we first started talking about, there's a big I don't want to say misconception, but there's a big just the whole no money down thing. People think that it's not possible. It's very possible, and we're pulling back the curtain, showing you that it is possible if you you listen to what your seller's problem is, and you have a team that is knowledgeable, and you can come together and work on solving a problem. And that's the beauty of what we have, with CCI. You know what I'm saying? I would say, me personally, I'm probably the most novice out of, the REI Junkies, but I'm learning so much, and there's so much information that I'm learning, that I have no doubt in my mind that deals like this will go through, because we, as Jonah and as Courtney said, we are not here to play. We are making sure that we're following all federal, state, local guidelines. We're being we're doing this with integrity. We're not trying to screw nobody, but at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, you can be left in the dark, because doing these deals sometimes may not be as easy as you may think. But again, the way that we came together as one unit, we figured it out. So very, very important, very, very, very hard and structured deal, but at the end of the day, we got it done. So
well, it's not done yet. We're still waiting on the agreement. We need a sign off on it.
Hey, like our mentors say, man, you don't have a deal till you have a why. And I truly believe that these days, man, you do not have a deal till you have a wire. I don't want no promises. I want my wire.
Well, we get that contract for deed in place, we technically got this deal, because that puts us in owner position instead of having a lease.
Hey, check it out. For what I just did the calculations on it for the 9 units, we're gonna be looking at a potential almost $2,850 just off getting some more tenants into place. A month.
How much is it once it pays for itself? Once it pays for itself, how much is it? How much we bringing in?
Once it pays for itself, let's see. We're at 247. I'm going by 3,000 now. So it'll be 82 months. Yes. So let's say we'll have it paid off and fully and straight throughout for the payments we have set up. We'll have it done in about 6 months, 6 years and 8 months. And we just run it straight throughout without a refinance.
What's the bring home pay though? What's the gross?
What's the gross?
Yeah.
Yearly?
Yeah.
Let's see.
He said 2084, right?
It's gonna bring in $70,200 a year
For all 9 units?
for all 9 units.
At $650 a month?
That's at $650. I believe, bro, if we come in, bro, we can increase the rents on this. No problem. All we gotta do is just come in. Tricks of the trade, value add, let it pay for itself. We'll be able to squeeze a little more money out of it. Of course, $25 more.
So we both, all 4 of us get what, roughly $17,000 a year off this deal? Once it pays for itself? Gross?
Let me see. Let me do the numbers, sir. Cool.
Now, something while Courtney is doing running the numbers, what I want people to understand is that when you have a deal like that and you bring in partners, yeah, the money might sound good because 17,000 to the average person that's never done nothing like this, it sounds good, but you have to understand you still have operating expenses. We have operating expenses, people that have to be paid. Attorneys, things of that nature, marketing, which is a big chunk of what we do. So you have to remember to put some of that back and reinvest it back into your business, because once this is complete, you have to have a constant flow of other properties. Now imagine doing 5 or 6 of these a year, or having 5 or 6 of these a year that are paying you that amount of money. That's how this business works. There's nothing wrong with assignments, but when you start dealing with commercial and multifamily and things of that nature, when you start having doors paying you, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And the beautiful thing about it, you're not taking any money out of your pocket to acquire these deals. It's just learning the creative strategies to acquire these. And I think that's the most beautiful thing. And what excites a lot of us is that that's a powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? When you can control properties like that, and you don't have to come out of pocket, but still able to generate cash flow. That's the beautiful thing to me.
Well, it's not their fault. They didn't grow up like we grew up. I think we talking to a bunch of Pokemon kids. We grew up with the Transformers and the Bionic fan, where you got the one piece is a leg, this piece is the other leg, this piece is the arm, this piece is the arm, this piece is the chest and the head, and together they just big bionic man to create something. We get that concept. We come from the 80s. We understand that my intelligence and my strategies and my experiences, if it can be added to something else, it can get a lot more. The same thing Napoleon Hill teaches about masterminding. Your experience and your knowledge.
Hey, bro, you can't beat up on the 90s, baby, bro. You can't beat up on the 90s, baby, man. I'm a kid. I'm born in 93, man. You can't beat up on the 90s.
Oh, my bad, Pokemon, man. But, it's just one little kid with the ball. He got all these.
I was a Pokemon kid. I watched Dragon Ball Z.
We had Power Rangers, man. We understand the concept of working together, man. That's just how we come up, man. I ain't made a disrespect. Let me shut up, man, before I start getting some hate and all that. I'm bad. Let me shut up. You right.
Hey, but I just crunched the numbers on it, man. It'll put another $8,550 in each one of our pockets a year. Who don't want another $8,000 a year? Mailbox money.
Okay. Is that the net or the gross?
Oh, that's the net.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I said
that's the take home. We taking that home.
That's my bills. I can break that down 12 months to pay some bills. Is that?
Hey, and that's nothing. That's not bringing in. That's not.
Wait. What you say the number was again? 8,000 what?
$550 a year.
All right, let me divide that by 12 and see how much free bills I get. So that means I got $712.50 worth of free bills every month. Okay,
Hey, check
that's a
out
car
that.
note.
For the
That's a
people
car
that's
note.
going hear this and be like, oh no, what about taxes and all of that? That is all worked into the deal. These numbers is essentially worked off of what we will be paying the seller throughout the term of the agreement. That's what we'll be bringing home. It'll be $34,200 a year.
So that's $700 a month we can put into another investment.
Or we can pull out that equity. I mean, that's just bringing in for the vacancies and keeping the place occupied over the term. So we can pull out that equity and go invest it in something else in real cash money.
Go start some Airbnb in Florida.
You know, I'm all about the Airbnb guy. They ain't gonna keep me out of it. I want it. I gotta get me some Airbnb. It's definitely a good deal, though, man. We can get this done, lock them up, put them in the bag. We can get this one. This is definitely good.
Indeed, and it's a notch in the belt of us. You know, the team, the man, that Airbnb, man. Like I said, I'm trying to work one thing at a time right now. You know what I mean? Like that's the beauty of real estate, though, man. So many different angles that you can touch on and be a part of, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing, and like I said, this is just one of many that I foresee the team getting a hold of. There's a lot of real estate out here. There's a lot of people with a lot of problems that need to be solved, and this is a way I think that we can reach out to people and educate and try to help them, show them different ways to control and get real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this isn't your typical guru type of YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you see it on Facebook or something, this isn't a typical way. But we're gonna give it to you raw and uncut. But we're gonna show you the right way. You know what I'm saying? And straight out the mud, like you said, straight out the mud. And I don't know no other way to get it. All my life I've been getting it out the mud. I've never had anything handed to me, but that's neither here nor there. But this is the way that we're gonna give it to y'all, man. That's why we call REI Junkies, man. If those of you that know what a junkie is, they are dependent on whatever that substance or that whatever it is that they're hooked on, whether it be drugs, alcohol, relationships, whatever it is. Well, real estate is what we are addicted to, man. Like it's we need to rehab, but you know what I'm saying? I guess our rehab is doing this type of forum and sharing our information with people. So what else y'all got, brothers? Y'all got anything else? I mean, I think this was a great session, man, honestly.
I just want to say you can find us on Facebook, Capital Commercial Investors Building Black Wealth. We do work with the minorities especially, and we are bilingual. De habla español, de la Havana, see the Cuban flag behind us. So come with it, man. We'll be more than happy to help you.
Indeed. Brother Courtney, how can individuals get in contact with you, man? If they want to get in contact with you, if they're in your local area, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh man, you can find me pretty much. I'm pretty standard, man. I'm on, I think, Instagram, showme.realestate. You can find me on Facebook under my actual name, Courtney Reed, CORTNEY REID. I'm in Missouri, locally in Columbia, Missouri, but I'm all over the place. I'm actually from Memphis, Tennessee, so I'm always traveling. You see me out, man, don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm a friendly person. I'm always talking about real estate.
Indeed. I appreciate it. And again, if you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button, like this, leave a comment. We don't care if it's good or negative. We don't care. We're not biased. Like and comment. Share this if you think that you got some value from it. And again, to be able to find us on Facebook and our website, all that information will be in the description of this video. hit us up. I appreciate Jonah, Courtney. I appreciate y'all taking out y'all time to conduct another roundtable talking about real estate. And if nobody has nothing else, this is it, fellas. You know, let's get to work and let's see if we can get some more real estate.